The smell of wood smoke fills the air with a scent that sets Roderick humming to himself as he gets his motorboat ready. There's something in the air, and the hamster has a queer feeling of excitement he can't explain. Roddy, why do I feel like running?
Well, it's something to do with the weather, my friend. It happens every year about this time.
The hamster listens very attentively as Roderick tries to explain the change in the seasons to him, but he still wants to know why he feels as he feels. Roderick can't answer him. In fact, he'd often wondered the same thing himself.
Why don't we visit Wise Old Frog? If anyone can give us an answer, he can.
Roderick pretends not to notice what a mess Hammy's made. And then, almost before another leaf touches the water, they're on their way. Downstream, the wise old frog is waiting for them, for he knows that the animals always come to ask about the weather at this time of the year. Hammy greets him affectionately.
Hello? Oh, I hope I didn't hurt you, Mr. Frog.
Yeah, little fellow gets a bit excited, you know.
The frog welcomes his two guests and asks what he can do for them. Hammy and Roderick both begin at once with a string of questions, and it's all Wise Old Frog can do to keep up with the answers.
But, Mr. Frog, why is it I feel like running?
That's easily explained. You see, at this time of the year, the weather begins to turn chilly, and all animals have to run to keep warm. So you see, you're not the only one, Mr. Hamster.
Hammy thinks that this is a wonderful explanation and asks Roderick if they might go for a walk through the woods and perhaps see some of the other animals running.
Yeah. Kind regards to all.
Apparently, this change in the weather makes everyone feel like running except the motor on the little boat. It's not going at all well. Roderick decides to give it a well-earned rest. The rat shakes himself from his daydream and leaps ashore to follow his friend. But Hammy skips through the woods as only a hamster can skip. Roderick stops now and then to talk to various creatures of the forest.
Oh, good morning, toadstools. You look to be in fine fettle.
We're expecting to be covered up by our blanket of leaves any day now. See you in the spring, Mr. Rat. Oh, hello, Hornets. How are you today? I can see you.
Sorry, we can't stop to chat, but we must get our house stocked up for the winter. The dandelions sing out an invitation for the hamster to fly away with them.
Oh dear, I hope I don't get blown away like that.
Well, it seems as if the wise old frog is right again. Everyone in the forest is running. Hammy doesn't know why the leaves are falling from the trees, but thinks it best not to ask and just try not to step on too many, lest he hurt them. Mr. Spider is busy wrapping up his web for the season, but pauses long enough to say hello and to wish Hammy well for the winter.
Goodness me, there are a lot of leaves. Oh dear, there's one that's lost. Poor thing.
There are so many things to see and so much to do. The hamster's so excited, and the leaves all seem to be falling on him.
Oh. Help, Roddy! Help! 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 Help!
What's all the fuss about,
Jumping grasshoppers, a pile of moving leaves. What next? Help! Oh,
I say, Hammy, really.
what a commotion.
And Hammy, sorry to have caused such a disturbance, crawls back under the leaves. That afternoon, Guinea Pig appears on the scene. The two friends watch him as though they're both glued to the side of the road as Guinea Pig hurtles down on them and screeches to a halt.
Well, fellows, you've wandered a little far from home, haven't you,
Well, yes, we have.
Well, yes, we have.
And the animals greet each other and exchange views on the state of the weather and its suitability for such activities as walking through the woods. Then the guinea pig suggests that perhaps he could give them a ride back home in his car. Hammy accepts immediately, but Roddy hesitates.
Oh, what a fuss again. Now what's the matter?
I don't know. Some people... look, old man, can I have a private word with you? Do you mind?
Oh, dear.
And Hammy feels rather left out of the conversation until Roddy turns to him and says,
All right, Mr. Hamster, let's go.
Hammy has a terrible job trying to get into the car. He's so excited.
What a fuss. All for a motor car ride.
Oh, please, can we start, Mr. Guinea Pig? Please, can we start?
Afraid I'm not fond of this.
Oh, dear me, I wish they'd go.
And away they go.
Hey-ho for the open road.
That's right, the open road.
Don't forget, you promised, you know, not too fast.
The hamster's having the time of his life.
Faster, Giddy, faster.
Guinea, please, not so fast.
Whee!
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, dear.
Faster! Faster! Faster!
But the guinea pig needs no urging. He's filled with the excitement of the chase, and he drives like a guinea pig possessed.
Look out! Oh.
Now, that's what I call a good run.
Well, it affects us all in different ways, my friend.
Oh, isn't it a wonderful time of the year?
The Pogles. Well now, this isn't where the Pogles live, is it? These are fields and houses where people live. Pogles don't live in fields and houses, do they? Pogles live in a different place. Yes, they live in the wood. They live in this special wood, in Pogle's Wood. Let's go in and see if we can find them, shall we? Come on. Now, where is Mr. Pogle's tree? Oh, I can smell something. Oh, yes, a lovely smell. A smell, a smell of new baked bread. Who could be baking bread in the middle of a wood? Look. There's some smoke over there behind that tree. Yes, there it is. Oh, shh, that's Mrs. Pogle.
Ah, that's doing nicely. Another 10 minutes and it'll be ready. Oh, I do hope it'll be all right. I wonder what else we will need. Honey would be nice.
Are your breakfast ready, wife?
Not yet, Pogle. Pogle, I want you to go and fetch me something first.
Oh, do you? Well, that's a change now. I was thinking we ought to go up and pick some of those raspberries in the top meadow. They'll be about ready by now.
Oh, any day will do for them. Today, I want some honey.
Honey?
Yes, you know, wild honey. There's often a swarm or two of wild bees on the edge of the plantation. You go and see what you can find. Can we come, Pogle? Tuck and I?
Up in a jump? Well, it doesn't look like we'll get any breakfast until we get back. So I reckon you might as well both come along. Though, wife, I find all this going out before breakfast makes me very hungry.
I'll have a proper breakfast waiting for you when you get back.
Ah, like always, I know. Bean cake and a mug of beechnut milk.
No, Pogo, something nicer than that.
Nicer. Well, what'll it be then?
Never you mind. Now you go and fetch that honey. Go on now. Here's the little can. Off you go, all of you. I'm busy. I've got a surprise for when they come back. Oh, they'll be real pleased. I'll set the table out here in the garden.
Now then, Pippin and Tog, we'll sit down here. Now you sit down while I tell you about bees and I'll tell you about honey. Now, honeybees are collectors. They fly around until they find a flower they like the smell of. And then they land on the flower and crawl into it. And there's sweet stuff in the middle of the flower, sweet stuff called nectar. Now the bees collect this and fly away with it to their hive, where it is stored as honey.
What is a hive?
A hive is a bee's house.
Like our house?
Well, yes, a bit like our house. Wild bees make their hives in hollow trees, but, they aren't the same really, not inside. Well, for one thing, there's thousands and thousands of bees in each hive, and they're all busy all the time. They're collecting honey and fetching it back and storing it and looking after the young bees and that. If we find some wild bees, I'll show you the hive. But the first thing we must do is to find a bee, any bee, and then we have to watch it. And when it's collected enough nectar, it'll fly away back to its hive, and we'll have to follow it.
Oh, look at that, boy.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, look. You see? It's climbing into the flower. You have got good eyes, Tog. Now watch it very carefully.
Oh, look, there you go.
Quick, then, after it, Tog.
Look,
Don't lose sight of it.
Look.
Oh, Pippin, I'm wore out with running. Can you see Tog anywhere?
Oh, look, Tog. Hurry up.
He's seen it. It flew over there.
Oh, well, you run on, Pippin. I'll catch you up.
Coming, Tog. Coming.
I shucked into up behind the hunter.
Oh, that doesn't look like a wild bee's nest to me. It looks like a real wooden house.
Oh, dear me, now. Well, now then, what is here? Where did your bee go to, Tog?
I shucked into a Casablanca.
Oh, yes, that's what I was afraid of. That wasn't a wild bee at all. That was a bee from a beekeeper's hive.
What are beekeepers?
Beekeepers are people. People who keep bees. Well, they keep bees the way a dairyman keeps cows. The beekeeper gives the bees a house, and in the winter he feeds them and takes away the honey the bees have made. Oh, well, let's go and have a look, shall we? There now, look, the bees go in and out of their hive through that narrow slit above the shelf there.
Oh, what's it like inside their hive? Can we look inside?
Oh, no, we can't. No, Pippin. Bees can sting. Bees won't harm you if you leave them alone. But if you were to try and get into their hive, well, they'd come out in clouds and sting you.
How does the beekeeper get into the house then?
Oh, look,
Oh, where you go? Look out. People coming. Quick, behind here.
What a funny-looking man. What's he wearing?
Oh, that's his hat and his veil and his gloves. He does wear those to stop the bees stinging him. That's a smoke puffer. That puffs smoke down onto the bees so they won't fly up and sting him. I don't know what it does. There, look. See them all them bees crawling about. And now he's going to lift out a comb. There, it's all covered with bees. And I dare say he'll take that comb indoors and get the honey out of it. And the bees will fly back into their hive, I suppose. He's going to cover it up again now. I'll tell you what, let us go down the honey shed. See if we can find a honeycomb. Come on. There now. This is where he keeps the honey. Look, there are jars of honey on that shelf. And there's a honeycomb. Look, on that plate. Look, Pippin, that's a honeycomb.
Oh, isn't it beautifully made? Who made it?
Well, the wooden bit around the outside was put into the hive by the beekeeper. But the rest of it was made by the bees themselves. The comb is made of beeswax, and each section is full of honey.
Can we take some, Pogo?
Well, I don't know. I don't think we can, really. This isn't wild honey. This honey belongs to the beekeeper, like the milk belonged to the dairyman. It would be stealing if we took any of it without paying for it.
What do people do when they pay for things?
Oh, well, they pay for things with money. Yes, you know, Tog, money. Little round bits of metal. People carry them about to buy things with. You know what money is, don't you, Pippin?
Yes, I know, but I've never seen any.
Oh, he's run off somewhere. Oh, Tog, you mustn't run away like that. Oh, I wonder what he's up to. It is. Definitely, this is money. That is a sixpence. Look, Pippin, a real sixpence.
Can we buy some honey with it, Pogo?
Well, I expect so. Tog, now, you tell me, where exactly did you find this sixpence?
Oh, under the block. In the nook behind the snippernickel, and I've got load of empty shotguns.
Are you sure? Now, Tog, are you quite sure nobody lives there now?
Oh, look at all,
Well, good, that's all right then. We can have it. I suppose it must have been lost years ago, and nobody's lived in that cottage for 10 years or more. Now, what shall I fill the can from? This bowl here has got honey in it. Pippin, come around the other side of the bowl and spoon some honey into the can for me. That's right. Now, leave the sixpence on the corner of the shelf, Tog. Good, that's right. Oh, come on, quick now. Quick, outside and round the back of the shed. Quick. There now. I'll bet he's wondering where that sixpence came from. Let's go home now. We've got our honey, and now Pogle wants his breakfast. Off we go.
Oh, where are they to? They've been gone a terrible long time.
Here we are, wife. And here's a big tin of honey for you.
Real honey from the beekeeper's honeycombs.
Read the honey, well, the pick of the cocoa.
And what's this here, wife? Butter!
Yes, that's butter I made from the cream off the cow's milk you brought. And everybody, look.
Ooh.
Bread. Real bread made of wheat flour from the wheat you brought me.
Oh, wife, you're clever. Oh, you're real clever. You're the best wife a Pogle ever had. You make bread.
And butter.
Oh, look alike.
There's nothing so nice for Pogles or mice as bread and butter and honey.
As bread and butter, as bread and butter, as bread and butter and honey. Old Mrs. Pogle, the clever old Pogle, she doesn't have any money. But Pogles have ever been ever so clever at bread and butter and honey. Bread and butter and honey.
There's nothing so nice for Pogles and mice as bread and butter and honey.
As bread and butter, as bread and butter, as bread and butter and honey. Anything sweet is a pleasure to eat, whether it's wet or sunny. But ices and spices aren't nearly as nice as some bread and butter and honey. Bread and butter and honey.
There's nothing so nice for Pogles and mice as bread and butter and honey.
As bread and butter, as bread and butter, as bread and butter and honey.
You lot give over. I thought you were all hungry.
We're hungry, all right, wife. Sit down, everybody. Breakfast is ready. Break us a bit of your lovely bread, wife. Pogle is hungry.
Parsley is a herb. Do you see what it is next to? A wild strawberry plant. Parsley, the lion, likes strawberries. So does Dill, the dog. And Sage, the owl. I'm not too sure about Bayleaf. He's probably too busy with other things, like Constable Knapweed. Constable Knapweed has to keep law and order in the herb garden. He hasn't got time to eat strawberries. Sir Basil and Lady Rosemary have a very fine bed of strawberry plants. In fact, the annual strawberry picking is quite an event. Lady Rosemary keeps all the old boxes that were used for Christmas presents, and they usually manage to fill them all. We'll go inside and watch, if you like. I'll just say the magic word, herbidaceous. There's no one about. Well, I expect they're all busy. There they are. Sir Basil, Lady Rosemary, and Bayleaf. Working away. It's hard work picking strawberries. Makes your back ache.
I am Sir Basil, the king of the herbs. Today, I'm really in trouble. This strawberry picking is very hard work, and it hurts when I have to bend double.
I don't think we've ever been in this part of the herb garden before. There's a pile of drain pipes. They've been there for as long as anyone can remember. In fact, no one knows why they were put there in the first place. And there's Bayleaf's barrow, piled high with Lady Rosemary's old Christmas boxes, full of strawberries. They have been busy. There can't be many left to pick now.
My name is Lady Rosemary, working here so busily. My fingers nimble and so quick are useful when there's fruit to pick.
Oh, I think we've nearly come to the end, Bayleaf.
I reckon you're right, ma'am. I reckon we shall have a fair old load on the barrow now.
Thank goodness for that. Now, perhaps I can get on with me fishing. Not today, Basil. We have to sort them all out first. Some for eating, some for jam. You can take them away, Bayleaf.
Right, ma'am.
I'm Bayleaf, I'm the gardener. I've done a lot today. Now I must start to tidy up and put these things away.
Ah, here. Where's me barrow? Someone's stolen me barrow.
Come along, Bayleaf. I know you've had a busy day, but we haven't finished yet.
'Tis me barrow, ma'am. It's been stolen.
What's that? Did you say stolen?
Well, it were there not 2 minutes ago. Now it be gone. So it must have been stolen. Barrows don't just disappear into thin air. Unless
what, Bayleaf?
Unless it were the phantom strawberry picker.
Nonsense, Bayleaf. Ghosts don't eat strawberries. Constable Knapweed. Constable Knapweed.
Well, 'tain't the first time strawberries have been missing.
There's a difference between 1 or 2 strawberries being missing, Bayleaf, and a whole barrow load. Constable Knapweed.
I am Constable Knapweed, and I keep law and order. I watch to see that all is well along the garden border.
Did you call, ma'am?
Ah, there you are, Knapweed.
What be the trouble? Someone been disturbing the peace? Has that old owl known as Sage been hooting again during the hours of daylight?
Knapweed, all our strawberries have disappeared.
Oh, that be a very serious matter. Very serious indeed.
I wouldn't mind so much if we hadn't spent all afternoon picking them.
They were in my barrow and all. It was standing right here. Now it ain't. I shall have to examine the ground for clues. If you ask me, it be the phantom strawberry picker. As I understand it, a phantom is a kind of ghost what you can't see. That's right. That's why we didn't see it. 1 minute it were there, the next minute it had gone. In that case, I don't think he would have left a paw print behind him.
What's that? A paw print?
Ah, that's right, Sir Basil. You look for yourself.
By Jove, Knapweed, you're right. They are paw prints.
Shh.
Eh? What?
Do be quiet, Basil. Look.
Hello, here comes Parsley. I expect he's been having his afternoon nap. He likes a nap in the afternoon. Or after meals. After meals? I say, Parsley, you wouldn't... I mean, you haven't, have you?
Parsley, come here at once. Parsley, have you been eating the strawberries?
But you like strawberries. Likes strawberries. And was last seen licking lips. I'd like to take your paw prints now, young lion. Place it down here, please. I'm not saying it's the same, and I'm not saying it isn't. It'll all have to be gone into. It's highly suspicious. Especially the licking of the lips part. I shall have to place you under arrest until the whole matter can be gone into. Come here, young lion.
Parsley, come here at once.
Where are you going, Parsley?
It's no use hiding, young lion. You'll only make matters worse for yourself.
There he is, looking out of the other pipe.
I'll teach you to play tricks on me, young lion. Just you wait.
Bless my soul, he's back again.
Basil, cut off his retreat.
These sort of goings-on won't do you any good, young fella, me lion. Just you wait until I get it all down in my notebook. There he be.
I say, steady on.
It's all the fault of that young lion. I tell you what, if I block this end with some of these here branches, you can all go round the back and catch him when he comes out.
Capital, Bayleaf. Come, Basil.
This'll stop his pranks. Playing hide and seek, this'll stop him. Thank you.
Hurry, Bayleaf.
Sharp along now, ma'am. Thank you.
Can't see him anywhere, Bayleaf. You sure we're not too late?
I'm a very friendly lion called Parsley. I'm so happy doing jobs of every kind. Although this time Mr. Bayleaf hasn't asked me, he'd be so surprised if he should look behind.
Bayleaf?
Yes, ma'am.
Look behind you, man.
Why, it is old Parsley. Parsley, come back, you young varmint. I'll have your tail off, I will. I'll have your mane as a duster. Here, have you seen that there Parsley go by? Sitting there stuffing yourselves when there's work to be done. You'll make yourself sick, you will, eating all them strawberries. Here, where did you get them from?
Dill, Sage, what are you up to?
Upon my soul. Do you mean to say it wasn't Parsley after all?
Dill, Sage, what's the meaning of this? Just you wait until Constable Knapweed hears about it. You'll be in serious trouble.
Ah, once he gets your names down in his notebook.
Stop them, Knapweed.
I'm sorry, Sir Basil. One thing at a time. I has that young lion to catch first. I can't do two jobs at once. First things first, I always say. I'll make a note of it. It'll all be gone into at the proper time.
Do put that notebook away, Knapweed. It wasn't Parsley at all.
It was Dill and Sage all the time. Parsley, dear boy, I hope you'll forgive us.
Fancy thinking you'd eaten them, Parsley.
It may be no use sniffing those boxes. They've eaten the lot, stalks and all.
Can't understand it. It's not like Dill or Sage to do a thing like that without asking.
Parsley, what are you doing?
Looks as if he's trying to tell us something.
Well, I'll be... Here, see what it says on the side? It says, to Dill, with best wishes. Ah, and this one says, to Sage, wishing him a Merry Christmas.
Wishing him a Merry Christmas? Oh, it's your blessed boxes, Rosemary. The ones everyone had their presents in. That's what comes of saving old boxes. You should have put them on the bonfire. Told you so.
I reckon old Sage and Dill thought you'd given them strawberries as a present.
You can't blame them, Rosemary.
Come, Basil. We must go to them at once and apologize. Parsley, do you know where they may be hiding?
When found, nearly all the strawberries had been eaten by said owl and dog. Also, some cream and some sugar. Very, very tasty. I may have to keep these remains, Mr. Bayleaf, for evidence.
Ah, there you are, Dill. It's all right. We aren't cross with you. You can come out now.
Come on, boy. I say, are you all right? Don't say you're stuck. All right, then. You stay there. I'll see if I can find you another strawberry as a reward.
I'm Dill the dog. I'm a dog called Dill. I'm afraid that I've been greedy. I'm feeling rather seedy.
Oh, dear. How about Sage? Sage, where are you?
Would you like a strawberry, Sage?
I'm a rather fat feathery owl called Sage. I've been sitting here eating for simply an age. Those strawberries and cream are a wonderful feast. I can't face any more for a fortnight at least.
I don't think strawberries are very popular anymore. Enough is as good as a feast, and too many is worse than none at all. Sage feels ill. Dill is stuck in the pipe. Mind you, I expect he'll get out in time. Especially if he goes without his bones for a day or two. That's right, Sage. I shouldn't look. I don't know how he's going to get back up to his nest. He must be full of strawberries. Oh, I'm sorry, Sage. I shouldn't have mentioned that word. And what's Parsley up to? I wonder if he's seen a box with his name on. I thought so. 3 boxes? Lions must do very well at Christmas. I think we'd better go. I can see you're going to be busy. Goodbye, Parsley. Don't eat too many and get stuck in the pipe, like Dill.
A town is full of buildings, some tall, some short, some wide, and some narrow. The buildings are flats and houses, and factories and shops. They're built in streets. The streets have cars and buses and lorries driving along them. A river runs through the middle of the town. The river has large boats and small boats on it. There's a bridge across the river so that the cars and buses and lorries can get to the buildings on the other side. The cars and buses and the streets are full of people. In fact, there are a lot of people in a town. Do you live in a town? Mary, Mungo, and Midge live in this town. They live with Mary's mother and father in this tall block of flats. They live right at the top. There are 8 flats built on top of each other. Mary, Mungo, and Midge live in the flat with the flowers growing in the window box. There's Mary. There's Mungo. And there's Midge. Mary, Mungo, and Midge have a large sunny room to play in, a room full of games and toys and picture books. Mary's always very busy. She's always got something she wants to do. At the moment, she's seeing how high she can build her bricks. Mungo is helping her. Mungo is a wise old dog, so old and wise he can usually help Mary with whatever she's doing. Today, he's pushing the bricks over to her. He's got a very good flat nose, just made for pushing bricks. And where's Midge? There's a picture of him on the wall, but he's always very difficult to find because he's so small, and he runs from place to place very quickly. He's very inquisitive. That means he's always trying to find out things. Can you see him? I can't. He's not on the table and he's not on the chair. He's not in the toy cupboard. There he is, in that lorry. Midge is very fond of music. He's even learned to play his own tune on the flute. Listen. And now he's gone again. Mary's still building.
Please, can I have some more bricks, Mungo?
I've pushed so many my nose is sore. You want a crane, not a dog to help you.
What's a crane?
A crane is for picking up very heavy things from one place and putting them down in another. All big building sites use cranes. They're building a new block of flats over there. I've just been watching. Then there must be a crane there. So Mary and Mungo went over to the window, and the first thing they saw was a crane. I knew it, I knew it, I knew there would be a crane. Where a big building is being built, there's always a crane.
Look, there's something moving along the top.
Something moving along the boom, you mean? Cranes have booms. And now there's something going down. Oh, I wish I could get closer. All right, Midge. I'll take you down to the building site.
I'll stay here and watch. Mind you behave yourself, Midge.
Mungo and Midge like going down in the lift. They have a special way of doing it.
Goodbye, boys. Be good.
Now then, Midge, we must always remember to make sure the lift door is shut. And then Mungo had a surprise. Midge wasn't there anymore. He was in such a hurry, he wasn't going to wait for Mungo. He ran straight out to the building site. The building site was full of strange things. Machines for pushing earth away. And machines for mixing up cement and sand to make concrete. But at last, Midge found himself right underneath the crane. My goodness, it looks even bigger and taller and more enormous than I thought. Then, as Midge watched, the boom at the top started to move round. The big wooden tray hanging underneath it was full of bricks. The tray moved up and along and down onto the building so that the builders could build it even higher. Midge was very interested and very excited. Then he saw the empty tray coming back and down. And this time, Midge was so excited that he hardly noticed that the tray was coming down right on top of him. Midge knew that he must run. So he ran till he was in a safe place, and he could watch the big wooden tray coming down to the ground. Then Midge watched the builders fixing a big girder to the crane. A girder is made of steel, and it's used for making buildings stronger. And he watched another empty tray coming down. At last, a hooter hooted, and the crane stopped. The crane driver climbed out of the cabin of the crane. Midge climbed onto the top of a bucket and watched the crane driver and the other builders having a cup of tea. I thought the hooter would never go. It really has been a long morning. I could do with this cup of tea. It's thirsty work, driving a crane. Yes, and it's thirsty work tying up the loads, ready for the crane to lift them. Midge could think as fast as he could run, which was quite fast. He thought to himself, while they're having their tea, I'll pop up and have a look at the crane driver's cabin. After all, if he drives the crane from there, it must be very interesting. So Midge ran along as fast as he could and set off up the crane. It was a long way up. And it looked a very long way down. But he got there in the end. In fact, if you look carefully, you can just see him running up into the driver's cabin. And inside the cabin were switches and levers and buttons and levers and switches. The builders were too busy drinking their tea to notice Midge. They didn't notice Mungo either. All this time, Mungo had been looking for Midge. saw the machine for pushing earth away, and he saw the machine for mixing concrete, but he couldn't see Midge anywhere, because Midge was high up in the crane driver's cabin, and Midge was very excited and very interested. Mungo sat down to get his breath back. He didn't know it, but he was sitting on the wooden tray which was fixed to the crane. And suddenly, Midge started the crane working. Poor Mungo, he got a very nasty surprise. Then Midge looked out of the window of the cabin. He saw Mungo on the tray in the air and thought, "Oh, help! I must get Mungo down to the ground before the builders think he's something to be built into the building." But the builders had seen what was happening. "Who's that working my crane?" "There's a dog going up and down on it." "I'll soon stop that." But Midge was already trying to get Mungo back to the ground again. "That's not right, Midge. Try pushing it." "Yes, that's better." At last, Midge pushed the right lever the right way, and the crane took Mungo safely down to the ground again. By this time, the crane driver was nearly back in his cabin. He didn't see Midge coming down. The workman made a fuss of Mungo. "Poor dog, you must have been frightened." But Mungo wasn't frightened anymore. He was very cross because he saw Midge running away from the crane and he thought, "It's that mouse's fault. I'll chase him home." Midge got back to the block of flats first. Mungo was close behind him. Midge ran up the stairs. Mungo took the lift. They met on the landing.
"Why are you both so out of breath? And Mungo, whatever were you doing going up and down on the crane?"
"It was Midge's fault. Ask Midge." I wanted to find out how to make a crane work. Only I wasn't very good at making it do the right things at the right time." "That's because you're only a mouse. Your head is too small to know about such things."
Now, boys."
"Well, I do know what a crane does. It's got a long arm." Boom. "It's got a long boom, and it picks things up and carries them across and puts them down."
"Yes, a crane picks things up and puts them down. You'd better stay in your lorry for a while to keep you out of trouble."
"That's a good idea, and I'll help Mary with her building."
Barnaby the Bear has joined a circus, which is travelling to this town. The people in the town are getting ready for work. There's the baker. And that's the butcher. The chimney sweep. And here's the mayor and the policeman. The children are excited to see the circus caravans.
Right, everyone to work. Unpack the vans and put up the tent.
The policeman is not pleased. They shouldn't be parked there. And now the dog has made him cross. So he's chasing the circus out of the town. But Barnaby tricks him.
You can come out now.
He's brought Mr. Pimaloo to the town hall to ask the mayor whether the circus can stay. Mr. Pimaloo decides to use his magic. The mayor can hardly believe his eyes. And Mr. Pimaloo gives him some tickets for the circus.
You are welcome in my town.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Thank you. Success. Back to work, everyone. The circus will open tonight.
After putting the big tent up, they stick posters on the walls to tell the people that the circus is in town. And that night, the crowds gather by the big tent. Mrs. Pimaloo sells the tickets. The cats show the people to their seats. And the circus begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pimaloo Circus. For your delight this evening, our first act, the monkeys, Ricky and Dicky. Sarah the seal.
Barnaby is watching excitedly from behind the curtain. Next, Mr. Pimaloo's magic surprises everyone. Mrs. Pimaloo is next. She balances on the high wire. Soon it will be Barnaby's turn, so he practices his song.
Barnaby the Bear's my name. Never call me Jack or James. I will sing my way to fame. Barnaby the Bear's my name. Birds taught me to sing when they took me to their king.
And now, the surprise of the evening. A bear who not only does tricks, but who has learnt to sing. Ladies and gentlemen, Barnaby, the singing bear.
Barnaby the Bear's my name. Never call me Jack or James. I will sing my way to fame. Barnaby the Bear's my name. Birds taught me to sing when they took me to their king. First I had to fly in the sky so high, so high, so high, so high, so high. So if you want to sing this way, think of what you'd like to say. Add a tune and you will see just how easy it can be. Treacle pudding, fish and chips, fizzy drinks and licorice, flowers, rivers, sand and sea, snowflakes and the stars are free. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. So Barnaby the Bear's my name. Never call me Jack or James. I will sing my way to fame. Barnaby the Bear's my name.
The audience cheer and clap. Barnaby is a great success. Next morning, as the circus packs up,
Everyone is singing Barnaby's song.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
As the circus leaves town, Barnaby waves goodbye to the children.